Even if you think you're woke, we all benefit from oppression. Pretending you're not racist only makes racism grow.
We interrupt this program to prescribe you with 1,000 milligrams of red vitamins.
Right here, right now. It's the right time, It's the right sound. Right now. Tell the whole pipe down. Tell the nigga pipe down.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Reclaim Your Throne coming at you with another crazy video. But first, my goal is to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. And you already know, Reclaim Your Throne.
Oh my gosh. What do I do?
Wow. So you see this meme here, and it says that I want a sweet boy that is super affectionate and loving. And then she's actually given one, and she's puking. She's disgusted. She can't stand looking at the man. She doesn't see herself loving this man. And this is a very sad thing because a lot of guys are experiencing this where they believe that being the nice guy is what works because you have a lot of men who are raised by single moms and BBW TDMs, right? Busybody, well-to-do men. And these men are telling their sons, hey, just be nice, just be yourself, all this kind of stuff. It doesn't work, all right? Especially in this modern day age. And this is a very, very, very basic woman, okay? She's not a baddie, all right? It ain't like she's just like straight out here looking super fine. So she should probably settle with a Malcolm, an average man, because she is very average herself. But she's over here acting like she doesn't want a guy who's going to be sweet, affectionate, loving, nice, caring, husband material. Or as the women would say, husband D, all right? I mean, this is why the toxic guys are winning. This is why the Chads are running through 90% of women. And, you know, it's absolutely ridiculous. And I mean, this trend really disturbs me because growing up, we were taught a certain way to deal with women, and it was very difficult for me to get over that hump of saying, oh, okay, this nice guy stuff doesn't work. And getting out of character to get the women that you want, it kills something inside of you as a man. It really does. And the reality is, if you continue to be yourself, if you continue to be the nice boy that your mommy raised, you're not going to get laid. You're going to be one of these men between the ages of 18 and 30 who haven't had intercourse within a year or are virgins. You will become an incel. And it's sad to say, but this is the day and age that we are living in, unless you want to wait until she's done with her party years, she's done with her hot girl summers, she's done with her hoe phase, and then she going to come and settle with you in her 30s when, you know, we do the body count formula. I mean, hell, let's do the body count formula right now. And we all know what is the body count formula. I've taught you this, guys, over and over and over again. I've taught this ad nauseum. The body count formula is her age minus the age of 18 because we're giving her the benefit of the doubt that she started having intercourse at a legal age when we all know that they're starting earlier, but we're giving the benefit of the doubt. And we're saying, okay, let's do the body count formula, all right? She's 30 years old, right? Subtract that by 18, all right? Where are we at? So we're at 12, all right? Multiply that by 3 to 7, depending on her level of promiscuity, because the CDC says that modern women are having at least 2 to 3 intercoursal partners a year. And I would say it's probably more than that, okay? So with that being said, what are the men supposed to do? We're just supposed to settle after she's had, hell, what is it? 3 times 12, 36 bodies? Absolutely not. So, guys, I'm not going to give you advice and say, hey, just keep being yourself and you'll find the one. There's no such thing as the one. There is such thing as you being a dominant man, finding a woman who is going to be loyal and submit to you and making it work. Does that mean that she's the one? It could be. It could mean she's the one if she's the first woman that you've ever been with. But I hate when women say, find my person. I'm going to find the one. You got 36 bodies. You left the one. The one is gone. And most women have left the one, right? The guy who was going to treat them good, the guy who was going to, love them for the rest of their life, their high school sweetheart. Ask a woman, did you have a high school sweetheart? Yes. Why'd you break up? It wasn't because he was toxic. It's because, I wanted to be free in college. And I didn't think the long distance thing could work. When she knows she could have made it work, she just wanted to have sex with other guys. I mean, if they would just keep it honest, then men would be able to move accordingly, but they can't. And now a lot of men are stuck in that nice guy phase and they think that's going to work until they stumble across guys like me who are speaking this red vitamin truth. And then they come to grips and they're like, okay, I got to change my whole image. I got to change the whole way I move. If you're a black man, you might even have to change the way that you speak and come off more as a thug max alpha simp. So you might have to change your little lingo or some shit like that, because like on some real stuff, bro, if you really, being a nice guy, it could work in the white community for real. Like, I ain't even gonna cap. Like, being a nice guy, it really could work in the white community if you just got like that X factor. You feel me? Like, you just got something that stick out from you. But if you in the black community, you try that nice boy, man, please, boy. Man, shawty gonna say you can't smash, bruh. Shawty gonna say you can't do this, you can't do that. You ain't no real ninja. You ain't toting no pistol. You ain't caught no bodies yet, bruh. Like, you try to bring that nice boy, I'll tell you right now, bruh, black women do not want that joint, bruh. So if you are trying the nice guy thing, I'm gonna tell you right now, hang it up.
If you're white, yes, you are racist. Even if you think you're woke, we all benefit from oppression. Pretending you're not racist only makes racism grow.
All right, so we're going to be talking about how white women hate their men now. And look, I'm all for IR dating, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always preach on here, IR dating, SYSBM, passport bros, etc. However, I find it so cringe that these women are hating on their men. Now, if they showed examples, like, this is an example of the man that we would not want to be with, right? Then I'm fine with it. However, now they're just saying, oh, if white male this, white male that. Like, dude, at least give us an example of why you are hating on these men. Now, we all know that white men are the most blue pill demographic geographically, and it's not even close, right? However, these guys, a lot of these guys are really good guys. I mean, they really are. And, all these people might get in trouble. Well, white folk be doing it. Bruh. Most white people are not doing the things that y'all are claiming that they are doing. Most white people, just like most anybody, is a good person just trying to make it along in life. But what happens is they become upset. They become angry. Not only is the media turning against them, their women are turning against them. And that's going to be the biggest pitfall for white men, because if they don't have an outlet to their own women, and like I said, I support IR dating. I'm not saying that, I'm not saying that, okay, white women just should dedicate themselves to white men. I'm not saying that. If you have a preference, that's fine. But coming out and saying, oh, well, you're racist because you're white and you're inherently racist, that does not make sense, okay? Having a lack of understanding of a topic doesn't mean that you're racist, okay? Having a perspective of your own that hasn't been challenged doesn't mean that you're racist. Like, you might have white guys who are, or white girls even, okay? And I see the insensitivity come from white women more than I see it from white men. White men have been assimilated into black culture more than white women have. They really have. Because think about it. You've got white men who are extremely athletic. They play sports. Most sports are dominated by who? Black men, okay? At least the most popular sports in America besides baseball. But then even there, they have to deal with different races, black, Cuban, Mexican. They have to deal with different types of people. So they have already learned how to acclimate to other races of people without, spewing their white privilege and doing their best to correct the sins of their fathers. And if you don't believe that, then I don't know what to tell you, okay? I really don't know what to tell you. But the reality is that you get more of the racism coming from the women than the men. And I mean, that's just from what I see. All right. Now, are you going to run into some racist people? Yes, but you're going to run into some racist black people too. And hell, like I said, you look at black women, hell, they're racist as hell. They really are. But you can't call them out for it because black people can't be racist. So this trend of, you know, white women hating on their own men, if you showed examples, okay, this white man did this and da 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 da, then we could be like, okay, I understand why this would not be, you know, ideal for a relationship. However, you know, that's not all of these men. That's not what all of the white men are doing. But they're not even showing examples. They're just like, you're racist because you're white, and you know, we don't rock with you no more. We're an like a lot of white women are like, oh, white men give me the ick. White men. I just find it cringe. I just find it cringe. They're not giving out anything that these men could correct either. They're not giving out any advice on saying, hey, well, you know, maybe you could approach a conversation like this, or maybe you could step outside of your own skin and try and empathize with other cultures, which I've already explained how they do that, because they are immersed into other cultures, whether you guys agree with it or not. And that's just how the game goes. But a lot of women, they really don't participate in sports like that. It's a very small minority of women who actually play competitive sports. And you know, those women, yes, they assimilate and they acclimate to different races. And even then you still, you know, will see some of that, prejudice creep in, right? Especially in a competitive setting. And that's on both ends. All right. I mean, dude, I play football, dude, black guys, every time oh man, I mean, we were dogging the white guys, dude. Like, if you're a black man and you play sports and you play sports at a high level, I'm not talking about y'all little, you know, y'all JV dudes and dudes who didn't, yeah, you never did anything when it comes to athleticism. I'm talking about when you really played sports at a competitive level. I played D1 sport. I mean, we ragged on the white boys. I mean, we were ragging on them, and they took it on the chin. They were such good sports. They allowed black men to accost them, and I'm not saying that we just bully them because they're white, all right, but it would always come up, right? And they would defer. They would defer. Well, yeah, you know, I'm white, so I can't really do this, or I can't really speak on this, because they would defer. And you know, part of me says, oh, okay, that, you know, they're trying to understand. But then in a conversation, it's just like, dude, speak your mind. Say what you really believe, bro. I want to hear it, and then we could come to a conclusion. If you guys ever seen Remember the Titans, a great movie on integration of sports, and how white men and black men had beef, but then the sports brought them together. And that is the great thing about our country that I wish that we had the opportunity to save. That's why you got to go out on election day and vote for Trump. We have an opportunity to take back this country and bring some type of uniformity when it comes to Americans, because that movie, Remember the Titans, signifies how when integration happened, white men were reluctant to allow you to play sports with black men. It was a fight, but guess what happened? White men were integrated to black schools, and there was beef initially, but then they fought alongside each other against other racist white men. And guess what those white men on the protagonist team did? Guess what they did? They fought against those racist white men in those sports, in the game of football, which is one of the most physical sports you could ever play in your life. They fought against those men. And I mean, it almost brings tears to my eyes, because I'm just seeing this divide, and then I'm seeing the women pile on, and it disgusts me. It breaks my heart, because I've had so many good relationships with all types of people, but right now we're specifically talking about white men, right? And these guys, they want to understand. They're trying. They may not get it right all the time. They might think that they have to act a certain way in order for you to like them, because that is, you know, that's their own understanding and what the media has put out. But you cannot blame them for that, okay? These guys are trying, And if we just continue to say, oh, you're racist because you're white, and and you just keep driving it on, and then the women on top of that are just driving it on. First of all, ladies, shut the hell up. Y'all have no place to speak on this. You have no place to speak on this. Okay? It's just like, I just don't get it, but we're seeing it time and time again. And you know, it's getting wild out here. And a lot of these guys, they're very blue pill, so they don't get it yet. But once they wake up and they start to see that, hey, man, at every turn, the women who look like me, the women who, you know, are supposed to be the women that I, you know, would potentially look to marry, not only do they not want me, but they're demonizing me and thinking that I am a bad person solely based off of the color of my skin. And that is wrong. So y'all already know what it is, man. It's your boy Reclaim Your Throne. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Send your relationship request to your email down below with a screenshot of your CashApp so I know you're paying on time, man. Y'all need to be on your motherfucking name with the BS. You already know. Reclaim your throne.
Want to become an elite level athlete? Well, look no further. The Reclaim Your Throne Elite D1 training course is all you need to take your performance from subpar to the creme de la creme of athletes all around the world. The purpose of this course is to give you a comprehensive weight training, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance program that is meant to prepare young athletes for collegiate and professional sports. This course is packed with over 2 hours of creative, action-packed lifts narrated and coached by yours truly to assure increased strength, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance. Hey, I get it. Training alone can be tough and can even make you feel misguided or somewhat unmotivated. But with this course, I walk you step by step through each and every lift to make sure you're using the proper form to prevent injuries and that you're hitting the correct muscle groups to render maximum results. So what are you waiting for? It's now or never. So go ahead and get the training course today so you too can reclaim your throne.